What's going on, you guys? If you're new here, my name is Morgan, and welcome back to another video. So, unfortunately, we're not going to play Who's That Dog today, but there are quite a few dogs behind me, obviously. So, as you can see, they're there, but the one time we're not doing Who's That Dog because this is a different type of video. But let's get started. No, I think I've made this video 3 times now because I don't entirely know what to say, and I start to struggle with what to say. So personally, I hate doing videos where I kind of struggle with what to say and I don't really know what to say. But I feel like this video had to be made because I knew the risks of taking a possible double dapple puppy, and the risks being deafness, blindness, loss of limbs, and other issues. You know, double dapple puppies can have a lot of neurological problems. They can have a lot of internal problems. They can have a lot of just problems in general. And unfortunately, I got the luck of the draw. You know, being shown Demeter's parents embarks and looking at her, I kind of knew there was a little disconnect there. Didn't know where the disconnect was, but I also knew that if I didn't take her, somebody else would have and would have probably ended up in a worse position than I was. And that's part of the reason I took Demeter, because I knew that I could handle it no matter what happened. But unfortunately, I did not really predict what was going to happen and what became of Demeter, which is very, very unfortunate that we are in this position right now. I cried every time I did this video, so this is the first time. I'm doing actually okay this time. So if you're catching up what I'm putting down, Demeter has unfortunately passed away. So a couple days ago, I was doing my usual work where I was just kind of cleaning the house, just doing my usual things that I do with the dogs. It was very early in the morning, so nobody was really open. There were a few ER beds out of town that were open, but not many places that were open. So I'm doing my usual stuff, and I'm walking past at front, and I'm leaving the nursery, and Zeus is pawing at Demeter, and she was fine during the night, and I'm like, okay, well, she's sleeping. She doesn't really hear me, and I'm pretty sure she's deaf. Despite her bear test, I'm pretty sure she's deaf, and so I'm kind of just walking past, and he's pawing at her, and I go pick her up, and she's not doing very well. She's in really, really bad condition. I end up scheduling a transfusion for her to take her in because she is anemic, and the way her gums were looking, she was anemic. That was because she was just in really, really bad condition. You know, sometimes it takes dogs, and the drop of a hat can go from good to bad really, really fast, and there's not much you can do. There are some conditions, such as a twisted stomach, where it can actually, unfortunately, unalive the dog in 30 minutes to an hour, where there's not much that the vet can do about it, because no matter how much you wait or how quick you get there, it happens like that. Unfortunately, it happened very, very quickly where she went down, and there was nothing the vet could do. We ended up having a donor dog that could give blood for Demeter, but at that point, she wasn't going to survive the transfusion, so I gave her the best kind of time I could. I stayed with her the entire time before she passed, and unfortunately that was that. I had a necropsy done on her to see what her problems were. She had a lot of neurological problems, and then she had some kidney and some liver problems, which with double dapples, you never know what you're going to get. She had also developed a respiratory infection, and I was treating her for the respiratory infection with the antibiotics, but unfortunately, because she had such a low compromised immune system, there wasn't much that the vet could do. We switched antibiotics multiple times, starting with amoxicillin. But the vet had told me to prepare for the worst because she had a compromised immune system, and we had prepared for the worst, but nothing really prepared us for this. Double dapple puppies are kind of luck of the draw. You never really know how healthy they're going to be. You never know how unhealthy they're going to be, and we ended up getting a very unhealthy double dapple puppy. That there is nothing we could do to fix. This isn't like a person needing a blood transfusion or bone marrow or even a transplant. Dogs don't really get transplants. There's nothing we could really do about it. She was so young. She was I think she at that time of her passing, she was 9 weeks old. And I kind of knew that she was double dapple when I got her, despite the fact that I had seen the embarks. You know, she had starbursting in her pupils. That really developed as she got older with us, even though it was such a small amount of time. It had developed to the point you could see the starbursting in her pupils. So, you know, I feel like I had to do this announcement because I'm going to do an unboxing with you guys over Demeter's portrait, because I ordered a portrait for Demeter. Demeter had left a significant mark on all of our hearts. Here it comes. I knew when I started talking about it that it was going to happen. I was going to start to cry. And I almost made it through this entire video without crying. I did her paw prints, which I have in front of my TV. I had to go collect myself for a second before it got worse. And now it's going to come on again. Zeus is very, he's still pretty, distraught over losing Demeter because he's the one that found her. I don't know what it is about Zeus. He has been nicknamed the caregiver by a lot of my friends because he cares for everybody. If a dog's not feeling well, he is surrounding them in a ball of warmth. And it just absolutely destroyed him when he found Demeter. And I've never seen anything like it. And when I talked to my mentor who bred him, she said his dad is a lot like that. He's just the most comforting dog I have ever met that just cares about everything. He's so empathetic. He's so emotional. And people say dogs don't have emotions. I've never seen a more emotional dog in my entire life with Zeus. But I just wanted to kind of say that she has passed. Be prepared for the video coming up that will be her portrait. Well, I'm waiting on it to be delivered. I just approved the final mark, so I have seen it. And it's been very hard. I kind of had an idea that if she was dabble, which was proven, that it'd be a long haul. And I was prepared for it. I was prepared for all the vet bills. I was prepared for everything. The part of the breeding dachshunds is also doing what you can for the breed, no matter what. Which includes the rescuing of the dogs and me, which was Demeter. I also got Poseidon and Hades. If you guys don't watch my TikTok, go check out my TikTok about Poseidon and Hades. I will do whatever I can for the dachshund breed, no matter what. Whether it's old, like Ruby, or like Duke, who is also very old, who was abandoned because he was not useful anymore. Or like Whiskey, who was abandoned because he was also old and not needed, and I don't know what was going to happen to him. And now Whiskey has significant seizures and is in the process of being neutered once we clear his blood work, along with Duke. And then Duke is going to a specialist to get his teeth pulled because it's very hard to find somebody to pull his teeth. I was told $15,000 to pull the rest of his teeth, which I think if I go to the Veterinary College of Medicine and a couple towns over, it won't be 15 grand, but I will continue to do what I can for the breed because the breed is everything to me. And you have to support the breed in every way possible, not just well-bred dogs. You have to significantly support the breed, whether it's rescuing or volunteering or doing what you can for the breed. But I don't regret any of my time with her, despite the fact that I'm so sad. And I'm so sad that she's gone. But I know that no matter what, she's in my heart, and soon she'll be up on my wall with Dot. And oh my gosh, if I start crying right now, I had Demi in the past. I feel like this is just the name now. Demi was a rescue puppy I rescued from a high euthanasia shelter in Houston. She had hydrocephalus and passed right after opening her eyes. I feel like this is just a name thing now, because I didn't even snap to it. Okay, I just wanted to make the announcement because it sucks. Oh my goodness, does it suck? But you never know what you're going to get with a double dapple puppy. Sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you get a very unhealthy puppy. But anyways, that's it. Hopefully soon I'll have her portrait so we can do an unboxing. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of Demeter's life. And I'll see you guys next time in the next video, which will be day after tomorrow. See you guys later.